Alright, guys, it is Christmas Eve, and we are back with Numbers chapter 4, where the header reads Duties of the Kohathite clan. And we're going to get right into it. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, record the names of the members of the clans and the families of the Kohathite division of the tribe of Levi. List all the men between the ages of 30 and 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle. The duties of the Kohathites at the tabernacle will relate to the most sacred objects. When the camp moves, Aaron and his sons must enter the tabernacle first to take down the inner curtain and cover the Ark of the Covenant with it. Then they must cover the inner curtain with fine goatskin leather and spread over that a single piece of blue cloth. Let me reread that. That sounded funny to me. Then they must cover the inner curtain with fine goatskin leather and spread over that a single piece of blue cloth. Okay, the blue cloth goes over the goatskin. Okay. Punctuation's important, guys. Finally, they must put the carrying poles of the ark in place. Next, they must spread a blue cloth over the table where the bread of the presence is displayed, and on the cloth they will place the bowls, ladles, jars, pitchers, and the special bread. They must spread a scarlet cloth over all of this, and finally a covering of fine goatskin leather on top of the scarlet cloth. Then they must insert the carrying poles into the table. Next they must cover the lampstand with a blue cloth, along with its lamps, lamp snuffers, trays, and special jars of olive oil. Then they must cover the lampstand and its accessories with fine goatskin leather and place the bundle on a carrying frame. Next, they must spread a blue cloth over the gold incense altar and cover this cloth with fine goatskin leather. Then they must attach the carrying poles to the altar. They must take all the remaining furnishings of the sanctuary and wrap them in a blue cloth cover. Cover them with fine goatskin leather and place them on the carrying frame. They must remove the ashes from the altar for sacrifices and cover the altar with a purple cloth. All the altar utensils, the fire pans, meat forks, shovels, basins, and all the containers must be placed on the cloth, and a covering of fine goatskin leather must be spread over them. Finally, they must put the carrying poles in place. The camp will be ready to move when Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sanctuary and all the sacred articles. The Kohathites will come and carry these things to the next destination, but they must not touch the sacred objects or they will die. So these are the things from the tabernacle that the Kohathites must carry. Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, will be responsible for the oil of the lampstand, the fragrant incense, the daily grain offering, and the anointing oil. In fact, Eleazar will be responsible for the entire tabernacle and everything in it, including the sanctuary and its furnishings. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, do not let the Kohathite clans be destroyed from among the Levites. This is what you must do, so they will live and not die when they approach the most sacred objects. Aaron and his sons must always go in with them and assign a specific duty or load to each person. The Kohathites must never enter the sanctuary to look at the sacred objects for even a moment, or they will die. And the Lord said to Moses, record the names of the members of the clans and the families of the Gershonite division of the tribe of Levi. List all the men between the ages of 30 and 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle. These Gershonite clans will be responsible for general service and carrying loads. They must carry the curtains of the tabernacle itself with its coverings, the outer covering of fine goatskin leather, and the curtain for the tabernacle entrance. They are also to carry the curtains for the courtyard walls that surround the tabernacle and altar, the curtain across the courtyard entrance, the ropes, and all the equipment related to their use. The Gershonites are responsible for all these items. Aaron and his sons will direct the Gershonites regarding all their duties, whether it involves moving the equipment or doing other work. They must assign the Gershonites responsibility for the loads they are to carry. So these are the duties assigned to the Gershonite clans at the tabernacle. They will be directly responsible to Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest. Now record the names of the members of the clans and families of the Merarite division of the tribe of Levi. List all the men between the ages of 30 and 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle. Their only duty at the tabernacle will be to carry loads. They will carry the frames of the tabernacle, the crossbars, the posts, and the bases. Also the posts for the courtyard walls, with their bases, pegs, and ropes, and all the accessories and everything else related to their use. Assign the various loads to each man by name. So these are the duties of the Merarite clans at the tabernacle. They are directly responsible to Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest. So Moses, Aaron, and the other leaders of the community listed the members of the Kohathite division by their clans and families. The list included all the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible for service in the tabernacle, and the total number came to 2,750. So this was the total of all those from the Kohathite clans who were eligible to serve at the tabernacle. Moses and Aaron listed them, just as the Lord had commanded through Moses. The Gershonite division was also listed by its clans and families. The list included all the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible for service in the tabernacle, and the total number came to 2,630. So this was the total of all those from the Gershonite clans who were eligible to serve at the tabernacle. Moses and Aaron listed them just as the Lord had commanded. The Merarite division was also listed by its clans and families. The list included all the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible for service in the tabernacle, and the total number came to 3,200. So this was the total of all those from the Merarite clans who were eligible for service. Moses and Aaron listed them, just as the Lord had commanded through Moses. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel listed all the Levites by their clans and families. All the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible for service in the tabernacle and for its transportation numbered 8,580. When their names were recorded as the Lord had commanded through Moses, each man was assigned his task and told what to carry. And so the registration was completed, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. There's one thing that I didn't really realize, and I'm an even bigger fan now, just for the last couple of days on a personal level. I ask God, and I regularly in my prayers talk to him about wanting more and wanting to do more and really looking for these assignments, not recognizing before I ask that what I might be assigned, if not done according to his word and his expectation, might lead to my own demise, my own death, like we see here. Because when I read this here and I do it third person, I think, why would anybody want those assignments? Why would anybody want to serve? And I don't know, that hit me like a ton of bricks just reading that now. I regularly ask for things, not realizing the sacrifice that I might have to make and what it might ultimately mean if I don't do it according to his will, the trouble I might cause for myself simply with the willingness to serve and not realizing how important it might be to him. You know, what does it look like if I fall short? What does it look like if I make an accident? And not even an accident, what does it look like if I just truly don't give it 110%? I mean, a lot of these assignments, you know, when it comes to carrying loads and touching this, not touching that, we already know that Aaron's sons died. And yet they're given thousands of more jobs and assignments to do. But even then, these guys are going to be extremely close to, if they act wrong, that it's the straight and narrow. If they act out of alignment or touch the wrong thing, they'll die. And that's not like a metaphorical death. They'll die. And that kind of humbles me quite a bit. I continue to just want a fellowship with God and walk with him and have him just guide me. And I continue to ask him for things. And then I wonder why sometimes I have problems that frustrate me. Problems of the flesh, whether there's so many different things. There's so many things that just curse the flesh, whether it's lust or greed or slothfulness or all these things. And I don't realize sometimes when I ask more not ask more of Jesus, but just want to continue to fellowship with him and just do my best to fall in line. I might have expectations to where if I'm not doing the right thing, it's gonna be to my detriment. So no, you asked for these things, and so that makes me appreciate him a whole lot more and not fear the asking and not fear the assignment, to just lean into it, knowing that he's got my back. I really like these chapters now. I have a different connection to them now. They seemed mundane before reading them today. And a lot of that has to do with just some frustrations that I'm dealing with in my personal life right now. While there's so much I have to be thankful for, and I realize that. The things that are little hurdles, I'll say, we'll go with little hurdles. It's super interesting how the body naturally flinches when inconveniences arise. And when I have the faith that I have, those flinches frustrate me. I don't like them. I feel like I'm more aware of them because God makes me more aware of them. I understand that worry really, it's a sin. You know, I'm supposed to give 100% faith in God. Why not? Why shouldn't I? If that's truly how I believe, he's got it all. And so when I have strong doubt, or I stress, or I worry, or I give in to anxiety, I shouldn't. That's a showing of lack of faith. And I know that and I recognize that. But man, this flesh is weak. It's so weak. And I've spent so many hundreds of thousands of hours just strengthening my body and being disciplined. And it doesn't mean anything if I don't have him. It means absolutely nothing. Part of me, I smile at that. And another part of me gets super frustrated. And so with that, looking forward, I want more assignments from him. If I mess up, take my life. It's his anyway. And that's how I want to keep moving forward. But on that note, have a good night. God bless. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I think by the time I post this, at least on YouTube, it'll be Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for chapter 5 of Numbers, where the header reads, The Purity of the Camp. And on that note, have a good night and God bless, guys. Merry Christmas.